Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Neha Hamilton, and we are covering this subject called social media marketing, which is a very important subject of digital marketing. And today we are going to understand how to create a social media strategy. So, today's lecture agenda is to make you understand the various specific steps which are involved in making or designing a successful social media strategy, right? Because whenever you design a digital marketing strategy, social media presence is mandatory because most of the customers are very active on social media. So it is important to tap that market which is active in social media through social media marketing. Now, social media marketing cannot be started randomly without any plan or without any strategy. So, we need to have a strategy, we need to plan our each and every step so that we can successfully uh, master social media marketing and start with social media strategy. So, we have discussed a tutorial, a strategy video yesterday, and also we have covered first two steps of social media strategy. Let me tell you that this is the most important topic of this subject, social media strategy. Okay, this question is very, very important from exam point of view. Okay, because this is the basic core of the subject. You are learning how to make a strategy. That is what is the main job description or job profile of a digital marketing manager, right? So the first thing is you have to understand how your customers make decisions. So in this step we have understood that you have to create a buyer persona. Buyer persona means you have to create a blueprint of your target customer. How does he looks like? I have given you an example of a fast track watch. If I'm selling it to a very young, energetic boy who has a tattoo, who wear a jeans and a cool T-shirt, on which Om Namah Shivaya is written, those kind of things. And if a matching watch, the watch which matches with his personality, with his jeans or maybe his shirt, which is trendy, which has different kind of dial size, colorful straps, may will match his personality. So you should understand the person before you are making a social media strategy. Which person I'm talking about? I'm talking about the target market. What does your customer looks like? So that is called as buyer persona. The first thing that you do in any social media marketing is you make buyer persona. Now, how do you make buyer persona? You make buyer persona with the help of data. Data means with the help of online behavior, we will understand that what is the age of the individual, uh, what is the daily routine of the individual. If an individual is 18-year-old, so maybe he is a school student or a college going student. So this way we create a buyer persona. A college going student has different habits, has different constraints, has different likings as compared to a school going student, right? So that's how from the data of Google Analytics, social media analytics, we make a buyer persona. Now what happens next? After you create the buyer persona, the second step is that you choose the most appropriate social media network. Okay, now we have a lot of social media network, and you will ask, ma'am, why can't we use all the social media networks? So my answer will be the first and the most important thing is that you want your efforts to be channelized and focused towards a particular social media platform, because instead of doing a lot of efforts at different direction in compared to a single action which is focused on a single direction will give you better results. Point number one. Point number two is it doesn't comes for free. If it is for free, definitely you can do that. But if you create a Facebook campaign, if you create any ad campaign on Instagram or Snapchat, right, even on TikTok, that takes money. You have to invest money. So choosing the right social media platform will channelize your efforts, will focus your energy towards a particular point, and your efforts will be more fruitful, right? So that's why the second step is to choose the social media network which is best for your business, right? So we have different social media networks that we have studied about, right? We have Facebook and we have Instagram, we have Snapchat, we have different social media platforms. But how to choose that which is best according to your product? So this slide contains the answer, right? You have to study the data. You have to read the data, okay? The data regarding what actually are the basic consumers or followers of a particular social media platform. And that too, you have to look at the latest data, right? Various data providing websites are there, right? You take membership of those data providing services when you are working in a digital marketing firm. If not, we have a lot of online data also available through which you can find out this kind of a data. Now, what kind of data I'm talking about? Let's talk specifically. If you read the first sentence, Facebook have more adults and Facebook has more women. 83% of people on Facebook are women and 75% of them are men, right? So if you are, adults and women, if you use a combination of adult women, right, then you will be successful on Facebook. Why you will be successful on Facebook? Because the maximum number of people who are on Facebook are women, and that too adult women. Adult women means women who are of a age greater than 20 years, right? So they are more famous, more active on Facebook. Then let's talk about YouTube. We have seen that the study says that 94% of the men aged from 18 to 24 they use YouTube. So if your target audience is young men from the age of 18 to 24, then YouTube is the best platform. It is better you create a video ad and you launch a video ad on YouTube. Now let's talk about Instagram. On Instagram also, women are more. 38% of online women versus 26% of online men, right? So this is how Instagram is also famous among women. Then Twitter has 381 million monthly users. Most of them use the platform on their mobile device. So this is again an important information that people who are using phones are using Twitter more as compared to people who are using laptop. So this is again an interesting information that you get to know. Next is LinkedIn. LinkedIn, we all know that LinkedIn is a professional platform. So if you are a resume writing service or you are an online job consultant or you are a placement company, then you can flash your ads on LinkedIn and that will be absolutely successful, right? So this is how it works, right? This is how you choose the social media platform. You have to match your buyer persona with the latest data, right? So I think we are clear with the first two steps. The first step is creating the buyer persona, and the second step is choosing the right social media platform. Now, if you get puzzled, if you are working in a company and you get puzzled at which platform to choose, then one point of advice that you make a budget, right? And you make forecasted sales of that particular budget. For example, you are launching an ad on Facebook campaign and you are investing 15,000 rupees for that. Now, what is the forecasted sales you are thinking will happen on Facebook, right? For example, if your official page has say 30,000 followers and you are taking it average that 5,000 people among 30,000 will make this particular purchase, right? If 5,000 people are making purchase, say we are getting a profit of 10,000 rupees from those 5,000 people, right? Then after investing 15,000 rupees, you are only getting 10,000 rupees of revenue, which is not enough. So if you are puzzled or if you are getting confused between two platforms, go for a sales forecast, right? Check which social media platform is more happening of your particular official page. Are people are more happy and active on Instagram, or are they more happy or active on Facebook, or they are more replying on Twitter, on LinkedIn, right? You find out, you forecast, you make a budget, you forecast sales, and then you decide the social media platform. This is one way. Another way is you can divide the budget into two equal parts if you are confused between two platforms. You divide the budget for example, 80-20, 18 Facebook, 20 in Instagram, or 50-50, 15 Facebook, 15 Instagram. This way also you can divide your losses, you can cover up your losses, and you can go safe that way. Okay. So uh, next point. Now comes step number 3. Okay. Till now, we have decided a proper social media platform that we are going to use for to promote our particular product. Now, the third point is develop goals and performance indicators. Now, goals means something which is the end point. I have taught you, I have taught you what goal is. Goal is the end point. Something that you want to achieve is called as goal. And what are performance indicators? Performance indicators are those points that indicate that you have achieved this particular goal, right? Those are called as performance indicators, right? For example, I was watching a Olympic athletic championship today morning in news. So for example, the goal is that you want to qualify the initial heats that are going on in Olympics. So that can be your goal. Now, what is the performance indicator? The performance indicator can be you have to complete a 100-meter race in 10 seconds, right? That can be a performance indicator. So now I hope you have understood what is goal and what is a performance indicator. Now you can put those together to develop goals of your social media marketing plan. There are three main reasons that company use social media, right? So there can be three types of goals that you can have on social media. The first is building the brand awareness. The second is drive traffic to a website. And the third is generate the sales lead. Okay. So the first thing is building the brand awareness. See, this happens when you are a very new brand, you are just introducing your products in the market. People don't know about you. You have a lot of competitors, and in those competitors, you want to make people just aware that you are there. There are various brands which are small startups, but now they have a very good position in market, right? Initially, they started by introducing themselves in the market. So I can name a few. For example, we have Chumbak, right? We have itokuri.com. We have Uber, we have Ola. These were small startups earlier, but they introduced their brand by saying that if you want to reach from one point to another point, we can help you in that. Big Basket is also a very small startup that started with a concept of if you want to get your groceries home deliver, we are the professionals, we will do it, right? So this is how they were increasing the brand awareness. Nowadays, PharmEasy, if you have heard of PharmEasy, is online medicine delivery website, right? So they are also new in the brand and they are just spreading their word. लोगों को बताना चाहते हैं कि वो मार्केट में आ चुके हैं. So that is the first goal, that is called as building the brand awareness. Now, the second goal is drive traffic to a website, right? Now, we have already entered into the market. We have introduced our product to the customers, and customers are using our products, but we are not happy with the sales. We are not happy with the sales graph. We want it to increase at a higher pace, right? So you are thinking that you want to increase the total traffic that is coming to your website. So that can be also your goal. If you have already introduced your product, but you want more people to join that, the goal can be drive traffic to a website, right? For example, if you are an e-commerce website, your basic goal is if people don't come to your website, they are not going to make a purchase decision, right? So your basic goal is you want to get traffic to your website. Next is generate the sales lead. Now, what is sales lead? Can anybody explain me what is sales lead? Generating a sales lead. Nobody? Okay. So, sales lead is actually a potential customer that can be, that can be converted, a potential person that can be converted into a customer. That person is called as sales lead. For example, somebody has downloaded brochure of Gyan Vihar University. So he becomes a lead. Why he has downloaded the brochure? Because he may take admission in Gyan Vihar. Now, if we start telecalling on him, right? If we start convincing him for Gyan Vihar University, and if he takes admission in Gyan Vihar University, then we have successfully converted that lead into a customer, right? For example, you go to a mall, right? And you are just scrolling and you're watching a lot of shops, on your left side and right side. But you stand up at particular point and pause for a particular moment because you do not have a good bag, and in your mind you want to take a new bag. You are not sure that you want to take it, but yes, somewhere in your mind you want to take a new bag, a new handbag. So a good handbag shop is there, and there is 50% discount, and you are just standing in front of that shop and staring at a purse, right? Maybe the shopkeeper will recognize you. He will bring out that purse for you outside his shop. Now, that lady who is standing outside is your lead. If you are successful in convincing that lady, ma'am, please come in, please sit down, please have a look. We have a lot of discounted material. It will fit your budget. It is very trendy. It will look good on you, these kind of things. And she finally purchases a handbag. So we have converted a lead into customer. So lead is somebody who is somewhat interested in taking or consuming a particular product. And if through your marketing efforts you are able to convert that lead into customer, that is called as uh, lead sales lead or converting sales lead, right? So we were talking about social media goals. So these can be your three social media goals. Either you want to improve the brand awareness, you want to increase your word that I am here and I have introduced my product, that is increasing the brand awareness, or you want to drive traffic towards your website. You want to you want to attract people on your website to come and have a look at the products that you have. So that is drive traffic to a website. Next is see, if you want to drive traffic to a website, then you should have a very good website which has smooth operations, right? When you are only creating brand awareness, you know, just uh, launching a display ad, a picture ad, a small video, or maybe a small article on your product is all right. But if your goal is that you want to drive traffic to your website, then whenever you are putting a display ad, put a hyperlink below that display ad. Why? Because you want people to click on that hyperlink which is beneath your ad so that they are redirected towards that particular website, right? So that is drive traffic to a website. So yesterday or day before yesterday, I saw a social media ad that reminds me of drive traffic to a website. Big Bazaar. Big Bazaar is now online, right? So they have created a display ad that on your first purchase, you will get 100 rupees off on 1500 shopping, and everything will be delivered to your doorstep within 2 3 days, and these kind of things. And please visit our website, and the link was given. I clicked on that website and I was redirected towards the big bazaar's website. Once I visited the website was very well systematically managed, and every tab was having different thing. It was taking location from my phone, and the operation was very smooth. So if you want to drive traffic to a website, then you have to make sure that your website is ready for the customers. Okay, you have to check your website, the programming, the page loading speed, the content, all the technical operations, everything. Okay, now if you want to generate sales lead, so that you want to find out that who can be interested in your brand, so then you can market your product or promote your product to them and then sell your product. Then you have to use multiple channels because you want to collect the sales lead, right? For example, I want people to take admission in Suresh Gyanvyar University. What will I do? I will create a Facebook page, right? And I will go Facebook live, maybe a career seminar or maybe a lecture, career counseling lecture online on Facebook, or maybe on Instagram. I will start the interview of a very famous teacher on Instagram. So the people who are watching that interview on Instagram and the people who are liking the post that I do on my Facebook, I can collect the data of those people through analytics. I can get their phone number, I can get their name, I can get their address. If they are visiting on my official Facebook page, on my official Instagram page, on my official any social media page or even website, right? I can get their details, right? I can ask them to register with me, at least write down their name and their phone number and their email address, and they get registered, right? So that's how I generate sales lead. Okay, so whatever your goal is, depend on what kind of product you are dealing with and at what stage you are in. If you are in the introduction stage, you have to go for brand awareness. If you are, uh, you know, a company which has recently shifted online, then you want to drive traffic to your website. If your sales are not good, you want to improve, increase your sales, then you have to generate the sales lead. These goals might feel obvious, but it's worth spending some time thinking about them because some social media platforms will be better suited to some goals than others. The right match depends on what type of business you are in and, of course, your buyer persona. And it might take some time to figure out what will work best for you. Once you know your goals, you can decide what performance indicators you will track to measure your progress. Unless you measure it, you won't know for certain if your work is paying off. For example, if your goal is to drive traffic to your website, you will want to track how many hits your website receives, right? So this is a diagram that help you link goals, objectives, and metrics. This helps you to identify that how you can make goals, how you can make performance indicators which are objectives, and how metrics tells you, right? The first goal is increase brand awareness online. For example, अगर आपका गोल है कि आपको ब्रांड अवेयरनेस इंक्रीज करनी है, then what can be the objectives? Grow Facebook community by 100%, right? For example, you have 10,000 followers, so you want to increase it by 100%. Okay, increase engagement by 50% per post. So I have told you how to calculate engagement. It's like shares, views, and reactions, right? You total it, you calculate on a particular post, you want to increase it by 50%, right? So figure out how to do it by making it more interesting, by making it more colorful, interacting, by giving offers, by making it more tempting. How will you increase that, right? Next is increase the virality and shareability of the content. See, if something touches our heart, emotions of and sentiment of a particular customer, or make them laugh, right? Or change, bring a change to them in a very boring life. That is something which he or she wants to share on their own Facebook page. If there is a very good joke that will make me laugh, if I'm very stressful, and if I'm sharing it on Facebook, that means I really like that ad. So you have to make that particular ad likable, shareable by the people. Generate 50% more traffic on website. So you have to generate more and more traffic on website. If you are fulfilling these criteria, if you are able to successfully increase your Facebook community by 100%, if you are able to increase your engagement by 50%, then definitely you are going to achieve your goal. Now, what is metrics? Metrics means data, total number of likes, comments, hashtags, shares, brand mentions, traffic on your page. This data or this metric will actually tell us that whether you were successful or you were not successful. Okay, this is KPI. KPI is called as key performance indicator. Okay, so these are some social media goals and metrics and business objectives. Now, why business objectives are written? Business objectives are written because a business has a goal. Social media is a part of business. Even social media is part of a marketing campaign, right? It is a very small part of a marketing campaign. But at the same time, we have to understand that what do our business wants, right? What is the basic goal of the business, right? If the basic goal of the business is to grow the brand, then accordingly the social media goal should be awareness, and the metric that indicates that the goal is achieved is the total number of followers, shares, etc. Right? If the business objective is to turn customers into advocates, advocates means a customer is discussing or fighting with a person for a particular brand, right? For example, I'm saying that no, Dell laptops are not good, and somebody is fighting with me. They are saying, no, I have a laptop for the past 10 years and it is very good, it's the best laptop, right? They are fighting with me. They are keeping the relationship that we share on stake because of a Dell laptop. So, this customer who is fighting with me is actually a loyal customer. And if this is your business objective, that you want to create loyal customers, then you have to accordingly increase the engagement in the social media group. How the engagement is going to increase? You want to make people involved in your social media ads and your promotions. You want people to like, share, comment, right? Then, if you want to drive leads, if you're going down on sales, right, and if you want to increase your sales, then the social media goal will be conversions, right? So you want to convert the people who are on social media page to your customers. Again, metric can be website clicks, email signups, etc. Okay. Next is improve customer retention. So if if this thing is happening that people are using your product but they are not reusing it, they are switching to some other brand. So you have to make people stick to your particular brand. Then your social media goal should be consumer satisfaction or consumer delightness. So how you are going to do is, these metrics reflect how active customer thinks and feel about your brand. So you have to work on your ratings, right? The ratings on Flipkart, Amazon, Google, and on different platforms. You have to work on ratings of your particular product, social media sentiment, average response time, etc. Average response time means in how much time you are answering to a particular message or query which is posted by a client on your social media profile, right? Whether you answer that particular query in 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 day, 2 day, right? What is it? If you have a dedicated person who is answering for you on social media, then definitely this time would be less. And if you want to improve your customer retention, it should be very less, right? So these metrics, again, ratings are important. Whenever we buy any product on Flipkart or sorry, on Flipkart or Myntra or Amazon, what do we check first? The first thing that we check is that what is the rating of the product. If the rating of the product is good, then only we buy it. We are liking the product but the rating is not good, okay, it has only one rating, two rating, so we will not buy this product. We will read the reviews of that product, okay. So let me tell you how you can read the review of a particular product. So just give me a moment, I am sharing the screen. There is some issue with this network issue. Let me try again. So, do you check the ratings when you buy a product or not?
Yes,
Generally
ma'am.
asking, do you do? Yes, we do it, right? We check the ratings. Sometimes what happens is, you won't believe, people come to deliver a particular product and they make sure that I give them 5 rating. They make sure, मैडम आपके पास एक मैसेज आएगा उसमें आप 5 स्टार कर देना. I said नहीं, I'll do it. No, no, ma'am, you do it now in front of me, right? So they make sure because the company is, uh, stressing that the delivery guy should also get a 5 star rating. Okay, so I hope you can see my screen. So if you can see the screen, these are the ratings which are written over there. And this mobile phone has a rating of 4.4, which is very good. Now you have to scroll down, right? Now, if you want to understand the ratings in detail, then you can see that total how many people have rated 3,457. Isn't visible? Yes, it is visible, right? So 3,457 people have rated for this particular mobile phone, right? 5 star rating is given by how many people? 2,220, 279. Okay. So more than 50% of the people are giving them 5 rating. If you see 4 rating, 3 rating, 1 rating, and so on, how many people have given, you can check it. Again, you will scroll down, you will see the detailed rating. Some people have this much of time to write about, take photos, upload on Flipkart, and write about that particular product. For example, this smartphone has impressed me, camera is good, backup is good, whatever, they write it down, right? Sometimes what happens is that sometimes vendor, uh, you know, tell people to write good comments on Instagram, right? I have seen people. Yesterday, I've gone to a restaurant in Jaipur, and he came to me and he told me specifically कि मैम आप Google पे मुझे रेटिंग अच्छी दे देना, right? So people nowadays understand that, you know why rating is important. Now let me tell you why rating is important, because we had our friends who visited Jaipur. They came from a different city, and they told us that they want to go to dinner to some nice place. So we tell them the name of a particular restaurant. So they said, no, no, this restaurant is good because Google has 5 rating for this particular restaurant. So because they are new to the place, right? They do not know anything about the place. So uh, they have Googled it, the best eating joint in Jaipur, and then they have visited a particular restaurant. That's why rating is important. When you are a localite, you listen, you ask people, you listen from people. But if you are new, if you are tourist, then you rely on Google, right? You have a lot of online websites, traveling websites. Now let's come to the next plan. Use titles to plan your blog post. Okay, so blog posting is also important. How blog posting is important? Uh, for example, I think you have heard of affiliate marketing, right? So uh, the affiliate marketers, they actually promote your product through their blogs, and if you buy the product through their blogs, then they are going to get commission on every sale that they are doing or that their blog is doing. So it is, the next step is that you have to plan a blog post to promote your product, and then you have to use good titles of the blogs, use keywords in the blogging, and make good content for the particular blog. I will show you some examples of affiliate marketing also, but let us understand the next step. Do some content marketing homework. So we have understood what is content marketing. Content can be anything, you know. Content can be a video, can be a display ad, uh, can be a picture ad, can be a small 3 4 sentences ad. It can be anything. It should be any kind of a content through which you are marketing a product. So you have to do homework on content marketing. That's why, that means what actually you are going to do. If you are going to use a display ad, that means a photo and some text, then you have to decide, use the keywords in those, find out the trending keywords through Google Trends, add some good keywords in that content, add some good picture, colorful picture, attractive picture, right? Next is engage with your audience consistently. So once you start implementing your content marketing strategy, you need to actively monitor how people respond, right? So you have to be very focused and alert on what is happening on your social media page, right? Whether people are answering to your comments or post or not, what is the engagement rate, right? If people are not active, then go for a live video, go for a live session, go for online competition, things like that, so that people can again start participating in a particular post. And finally, you have to measure the progress of your social media marketing plan. The final step is that you have to understand that you have completed your work. Now you have to measure results. How do you measure results? we have seen the metrics, right? Has the total number of followers increased? Has the total number of amount of engagement increased on per post on Facebook, right? These are all, has the total amount of traffic increased on your Facebook, or are your sales increased? These all questions, if answered, can tell you that whether your efforts are paid or not, whether you are working in a right direction or not, right? So here we are completing this topic of social media strategy. We have understood that social media strategy has total 7 steps. Okay, the first is making the buyer persona. The second is choosing the right social media network. Then we have to develop goals and performance indicators, which can be called as KPIs, key performance indicators, right? After that, we have seen that you have to use good titles on blog posts, you have to do content marketing homework. So for content marketing, we have designers, we have web designers, we have content developers also. uh, you know, the main aim of content developers is to make, to develop content, to write, to make ad, to design, right? So you can give this task to them. Next is engage with your audience consistently. Consistently means frequently. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको जो प्रोडक्ट प्रमोट करना है आप तभी एक्टिव हो, यू नो, थ्रू आउट द ईयर यू शुड बी एक्टिव. अभी ईद आई थी, ईद पे यू शुड हैव विश्ड एवरीबडी हैप्पी. Olympics are going on right now, so you should, if somebody, you know, is earning a medal, or for today we are hoping that uh, PV Sindhu will get us a medal, and everybody is excited for that match. So if you add a Facebook post on PV Sindhu, you know, cheers to PV Sindhu or all the best, we are proud of PV Sindhu, things like that, you know, people who are interested in sports, they will get connected to your brand. So engage with your audience consistently. This is the key. And then measure the progress of your social media marketing plan. You have to measure that, you know, how much you are doing, what are your results, whether you are matching up with the performance indicators or not, right? So I think that's it for today. We have completed the topic. So do you have any question or anything that you want to ask? Okay, nothing. So thank you so much. I'm stopping the recording now.